Hey guys, this is Jordan with Elite Jumps, and congratulations on your new Bullet Comp jump rope. I think you're going to love this jump rope. The key thing is setting it up correctly. So with this video, I'm going to show you how to set it up. Here we go. Okay, so you have your new Bullet Comp jump rope, and it comes in a little pouch like this, so we call this our Joey bag. The first thing we're going to do is we're just going to undo the Velcro on the back. You're going to see a little pack of parts. We're going to set that aside. I'll explain those in a second. And then we're going to pull out our two jump ropes. So we have a 3/32 black nylon coated cable. This is a more durable but thicker cable. And then you've got your bare cable. This thing is stainless steel, made in the USA. Very fast, very high quality, and it requires a little bit more setup. So we'll talk about that in a second. And then on the other side, we have our handle. So I always like to do this, give them a little spin test when you pull them out. Those are both set up. We test all these before we send them out, but if you have any problems, we have a warranty on these, so go ahead and give us a call. We'll fix it right up. So you have your two handles out. The cool thing about this Bullet Comp jump rope is the head. So I'm gonna show you how to loosen this up. You just pinch here and here, and you loosen up. And there's a little pin on the inside through that hole that as you loosen it up, comes down so you can put your cable in. So we'll loosen up both of these heads. Now, here's an interesting thing. You can actually loosen this too far. You can take it completely apart. We don't want to do that. It should stay in there pretty well. And we have a little locking mechanism in there that helps it hold. But you loosen these up so we can slide the cable in. So let's start just with the standard coated cable because this is what most people are going to start with. So we're just going to slide both handles on to the cable. We'll slide one all the way down to the end with the cable stop. Okay, there we go, like so. Now this is important when you're setting up your jump rope. We see some people do this and it can cause problems when they're jumping. So you do not want to tighten this down on the cable on the side that has the stop. The reason being is when you jump, put coil into the actual cable. So when you set it down or when you stop, it's gonna all spool up. You wanna make sure that you leave one end loose, just like that, so that this can spin freely. And then all we do here is we just tighten it to the point where it still spins freely. That way we know it's secure in there. With the other end, we're gonna tighten this down on the cable. And this is only during the sizing setup phase. Now that we have this on there, we can check our side. Okay, and we've got I'll link in this video. We have a whole sizing video that you'll want to watch to make sure that you get the right length, especially for setting this up for double unders. Check your size. And then let's say that it was too long. Here's the nice thing. And now you can just loosen this, slide it down a little bit. Say, oh, about right there is about how long I want it. And you can step back, do a couple more double unders, do a couple more jumps, and see where you're at. Okay, that's still, maybe that's a little, you did it a little too short. Now you loosen it up, tighten it down. And I would advise you to just tighten this and leave this excess cord. Unless there's a ton of it, leave this excess cord for a couple of workouts or a couple of sessions just to figure out the size that you really want it. But once you have the size down, this is the important part. We don't want to leave this side clamped down because again, when you're working out, it's much better to have this side free, both sides free spinning, so you don't add memory to the cable. So what we're gonna do, this is where we have these little parts. So once you find the length that you like, you're gonna take some cable cutters and you're gonna clip off the excess. Now these are really nice cable cutters. We sell these on our website. These are small and mighty. They're made for cutting this steel cable. You'll clip off the excess and then you'll slide this crimp on and then hit that a couple times. Now it is on there. So you'll see now that this side spins freely and this side spins freely. Now you are set up for your workout. Now let's talk about the bare cable. This part, it's important. And that's what all these extra little parts are for. So we're gonna take this cable off. We have these two cables. They are interchangeable. If you want to say this 3/32 cable is much more durable than the bare cable. Actually, this bare cable is inside. It's the same diameter inside of this nylon coating. The nylon coating just makes it last a lot longer. It's also thicker, which is helpful for developing a rhythm when you're beginning. But if you really want to go fast and be more efficient, this bare cable is what you want. But say you want to switch in between, you would not want to put a cable stop on the end because We're gonna have to cut this off to get it off. But say you wanted to interchange your cables, like, again, you would just tighten this down, and it's a pretty quick interchange. What we're gonna do is we're gonna slide both these handles off now, and now we will set up the bare cable. Bare cable takes a little bit more thought. See, it'll unspool pretty quickly. We're gonna do the same thing we did before. We're gonna slide both of the cables, or both of the cord or handles onto the cable. You'll slide one all the way down to the end, and you have a little bit more room in there. All right. I'm not gonna demonstrate the sliding again because it's the same thing. Again, if you wanted to tighten it down and jump for a few sessions to figure out your optimal length, that's great. Once you figure out your optimal length, you do not want to leave this pinion down on the bare cable. The reason being, the pin in here, this bare cable is just a bunch of strands woven together, and it will split if you don't protect it. So we have these little bits of heat shrink tubing in there. And the purpose of them is when you know where you want to put your handle, you slide this heat shrink tubing in over the top of your cable like so. And you take a lighter, and with the lighter on it, it'll cinch down to the cable really good. Give it a second so it's not too squishy. Now when you put the handle back on, you can pinch it down onto this bare cable without worrying about it splitting the cable. So it'll extend the life of your cable. You could also cut this heat shrink tubing into little bits. You see I've got a bit too much on there. This is just for play and purposes, but you could save it just by cutting a few different pieces off if you think you might want to resize. Now, once you have this on there, you're good to jump. Again, if you're planning to keep this, we have a couple more pieces in here. We have these little caps, these rubber caps that go on the end. The end of this cable poking out can be a little bit sharp. You can slide that guy on there. It also helps keeping the end of the cable from splitting apart, which can happen because, again, this is a multiple strands of bare cable altogether. Or we have these little cable stops in there that you can take and you can whack on the end. So now your bare cable setup, again, if you wanted to loosen this guy up so that both sides are free spinning because you knew that it's right where you wanted it, there you go. This side spins. So now we have our two cables and we've finished jumping and we're ready to put our jump rope away. This is where the joy bag comes in handy for storing all this stuff. So what I recommend is you just make sure both sides are loose and you just slide both handles. Okay, now they're both on the same end. We'll take the joy bag out. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna coil this cable back up so that it'll go fit nicely in the bag. And I like to do it by just putting a little twist in. You want it about that big. A little twist in. This can be a little bit of a pain the first couple times you do it while you're wearing. But once you get the hang of it, I drop this through a couple times so that it stays. Once you get the hang of it, it's a pretty nice little system for storing your cable rope. Slide the two handles into the pockets of the joey bag, and you turn the joey bag over. Use the Velcro, secure it. And there you have your jump rope. Now, if you want to put the other cable on there, you just do the same thing. Now you've got your jump rope ready to use for the next time. Okay, so that's how you set up your jump rope. If you have any troubles with it, or if you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call, send us an email. Our USA customer service team would love to help you. It's important to us that you're able to set this up correctly so that it works well for you and that you enjoy using it. Have fun.